husband who's running the Chile half marathon today in Burlington, 22 kilometers in -7 degrees weather. I don't know what the wind chill is like, but he was very disappointed to not be here today. So he's asked for me to tell all of you that we will be coming back to Peace Pickering before we leave, because he said I have to come to Peace Pickering and say hi to everybody. He was very insistent on that, and of course I couldn't refuse. As always, when I walk into the foyer there, I always get very teary-eyed and very emotional whenever I come into this church because of the love that you guys just pour out for Umlongwa and Laudia. And it astounds me. They are tremendous children and very deserving of it, but it's just so beautiful to see their faces and see them everywhere in this church and how they've become such a tremendous part of your community. Honestly, I can't do my job. Hold on for a second. I need an energetic young person prepared to chase her around for a second. We're good. You're getting on stage. You know what? She's way cuter than I am, so I'm all right with that. So this year marks my 9th year in Tanzania. And you know what though, I can't do this. This is a little bit too much. Okay. Bye, sweetheart. Bye-bye. Bye. And this year, I noticed more than years in the past when I would run into or get the chance to meet with other people who are working with large organizations or even small missions or smaller NGOs. And they're not a lot in Mbeya, but when I would get the opportunity to meet some people in Mbeya or even some people in Dar es Salaam, I was really taken aback because I've spent a lot of years trying to separate myself from Western influence when I'm in Tanzania. I create a relationship with Tanzanians, and I think that that's what makes our work so special, or one of the things that makes our work so special. But a lot of people are very negative in terms of not the work that we're doing, but the work that they're engaged in, whether it's in an NGO, a large NGO, a small NGO, or even a mission. And they're really negative. They don't see that the work that they're doing is effective, and they have a lot of negative attitudes about Tanzania and Tanzanian people. And they feel as though that I may commiserate with them, maybe I have a shared experience, and I have nothing in common with them. And it serves to strengthen how effective and empowering the work that the Olive Branch is doing, because as they list off all their negative stories and how they're having to push through programs that aren't being effective, I tell them about all the programs that we're doing that are effective and that are doing really well. And I don't have anything negative to say about a single Tanzanian that I work with. The Tanzanians that we are helping in these communities and working with in these communities are salt of the earth, some of the hardest working people I know. And I have only respect for them. And they don't have any problems with the work that we're doing because they're such a tremendous part of the work that we're doing. When we design programs, we design it with the stakeholders, with the people who are benefiting directly from the programs. And that means they have ownership. And they are proud of the success of the Olive Branch as much as we are in this room. And I think that that is a tremendous signature of how well the Olive Branch is doing. What have we done this year or over the last 9 years? We now have our 2 homes for vulnerable children, and we have 46 children. We have 30 children at the Zion home and 16 children at the Peace home, including many babies. It was a year where the government and the HIV/AIDS Pediatric Hospital really turned to us to try to rescue as best as we could a lot of very vulnerable cases. And at the Peace home, we have little Baraka, who is now 7 months, but came to us at 5 months, and he was only 2.5 kilos, and his mother had passed away when he was a month old. and his grandmother was only feeding him black tea. That was all she had in her household. She had no milk. And so when our home-based care worker for that community met the grandmother and the child, she immediately contacted me. I told her to bring the child to Baylor Pediatric Hospital, and they put him on nutritional supplements, and then said that honestly the grandmother could not look after him. So he's now at the Peace Home, and he's a really smiley and very cute, really cute little kid named Baraka. And Baraka means blessing in Swahili. So it's a really lovely story to see him thriving. He's adding an addition. He's now 2 kilos heavier, and he's doing really, really well. We have our Montessori outreach program that now has 22 schools servicing 1,500 children in rural communities that would otherwise not have access to early childhood education. And that's creating a great foundation for them. I was approached by UNICEF to be part of a workshop, and I was the only NGO that was invited. And it was a workshop about the importance and the value of early childhood education in the lives of children. And all the other people that were invited were government officials. And at lunchtime, I sat with the UNICEF people, and I brought all the binders of all the work that we were doing for Montessori, and I showed them. And they said, this is your contribution to humanity. With the right support, if you can spread this throughout East Africa, this will tremendously revolutionize the education for the children. And I was really impressed. Obviously, they didn't write a check to help us because we're not in one of their zones. You have to be, apparently Mbea is not one of their zones. They work in 3 zones and have 30 Land Cruisers to work in those 3 zones, by the way. One of them being Dar es Salaam, so a little bit confusing. But that aside, they were very supportive of the work that we're doing. Our People Living with HIV program provides at-home healthcare services for 600 individuals, health education, and financial autonomy programming. We've provided 100 individuals with loans and have had 100% return. Not a single person has defaulted on their loans, and I've had women transform $30 to $400 from selling vegetables. And it has been incredible to see how empowering that has been for these communities. And we've helped establish 15 CCBs, so community cooperative banks. And it's been really my thrill to see savings and community approach to financial autonomy and being able to stand on their own 2 feet become such a pivotal part of our programming. And then we also have our food security program, which includes irrigation and seed programs for vulnerable communities. So this is, what we're doing. Lots and lots of stuff, right? We're doing a lot of stuff. But I think the reason why I can remain positive is because everything that we're doing is rooted in one thing, which is love. And I'm not an expert on the Bible. I've tried my best. I was introduced to the Bible in the King James Version, and I feel a lot more academic when I read it, so I like reading that version. I want to make my way through it. But if I take out all the stuff that I need Pastor Mark to teach me about, the one message that I see that resonates with me the most is the message of love. And I think that that is the message that makes the New Testament so vastly different than a lot of other religious texts that I've had the opportunity to read. And it is that message of love for everybody, and respect and love being intertwined for everybody, that makes the New Testament such a tremendous, a tremendous flame for the work that we're doing. And because it's rooted in love, and true love, as opposed to oppressive love or love that has strings attached, but a true love and a desire to see people be loved and be complete, that our programs have been able to work because we invest in people, we invest with our hearts. And I think that that's why our olive branch programming has been so successful, because we are not missionaries, but we are missionaries in action rooted in love. And I think that that is why the Olive Branch can't commiserate with these other organizations that are angry all the time. We're not angry. We're fulfilled. We're satisfied. We're complete. And we are love. Now, Mlomo and Laudia, these girls are really tremendous, and I say this every year, but they really are. This year I had the opportunity that an admissions officer from McGill contacted me and said, we have scholarships available for exceptional children from developing countries. Do you have any children of age? And I said, not right now, but I do have one girl that in the years to come can be, now I'm not including, like Laudia and all the little ones are too young right now. They're brilliant, but we're talking about kind of the next six years as opposed to the next 16 years. I said, I do have a girl who's exceptional, and this is Mlomo. Now, Mlomo right now is struggling through the secondary school system in Tanzania. This year, in grade 10, they wrote the national exams, not Mlomo, because she's not in grade 10 yet, and of the 350,000 who wrote the exam, only 25,000 passed. And it's a horrendous reflection on the state of the education system, the secondary school education system in Tanzania. And passes at 20%, by the way. So 25,000 children passed. The children are demoralized. The country is demoralized by this. Mlomo wakes up every morning at 5 to go to school. She leaves at 6. She comes home at 8. And she's 14. But my fear is that the quality of education that she's getting doesn't match actually what she's capable of doing. She's on her holidays now. She works with Yellow Branch for Children as a translator. And she's actually better than a lot of the university graduates that we get. She can write and read both English and Swahili and corrects the Swahili and the English of some of the university graduates that we get who are doing internships with us. And these are Tanzanians, right? So Mlomo was exceptional. Now, this is a plea to all of you. Personally, Mlomo was better than what's on offer in Tanzania. I would like to homeschool her. Now we have Skype. So ridiculous. We have Skype at the Zion home. I've been really the last person to jump on the technology bandwagon. I've always had an adversity to it. But now it really is a wonderful thing with a 3G modem. I call to all of you who are teachers, who are educators. I really believe that Mlomo can be tremendously successful with the proper support. I call to all of you. We can connect through Skype. I need support to create some kind of homeschooling program that will allow her to write the Tanzanian curriculum exams, but also write applications for McGill. Because I think she can do it, 100%. So I would like her to also, start gearing for the SATs, and I mean, she's 14, but we've got to start now for her dream to be able to come true. So everybody in this room who's a teacher, who's not a teacher but who's a parent, anybody who has some ideas, I ask that you talk to me, if not today, that you contact me through Facebook or through my email so that we can support Mlomo and give her the best education that we can. Laudia, I don't know if any of you she got onto my Facebook. Now, I don't know how she is really bright, but she's quiet, and she watches and observes. Now, I do a lot of work on Facebook to try to connect. It's a great way to connect with donors and keep everybody in contact with the work that we're doing. And Laudia watched me once, and then she sent 45 messages from my Facebook account to random people. Hello, how are you? Hi. Now, luckily, the people on my Facebook account are good people. But Laudia, she's only 9, going on 10, but she's a smart girl. So if you got random Facebook messages, I'm sorry. But Laudia is a smart cookie, and her English was really good. People thought she was me at first. And then she made a couple mistakes and then said, "Oh, I'm Mama Deborah's daughter, Laudia." It was very funny to get the responses from everybody going, "Oh, your daughter's hacked your account." I said, "Yeah, I guess so." These girls have dreams, but these dreams are because of you. And we are able to walk with them and fulfill these dreams because of everybody in this room. they feel loved, they feel connected to all of you, and you're very fortunate to have two really exceptional and tremendous girls, because they have hearts of gold and are a hoot and very brilliant. As far as the Peace Home, it is overflowing with children. So a lot of kids are doubling up in beds right now. And I was talking this morning, it's really hard for me to say no, because most of the times when I've said no, I get the information later on that the child's passed away. So I hate saying no, which means when the child is brought to us by social services or by the HIV/AIDS pediatric hospital, I usually say yes now, because my heart, I'm a heart person. My heart and my soul can't handle the no. So the project of raising the funds to construct our own site is really very important, and I encourage you to continue striving towards that, so that there doesn't need to be many more no's, and that we can embrace and love these children and create a wonderful home. The Peace Home is a wonderful home and is saving lives. So, you know, the work that you're doing is absolutely tremendous. I commend all of you. I love all of you, and the kids love all of you. So again, with Skype, that I wanted to do this coming year would be to Skype services, so that you can, as a congregation, have Mlongwa and Laudia and the children be a part of your service. Now, this is something that we can all work on together to make it a possibility. There are a lot of very young, technologically advanced people here, and I'm sure that we can make it happen. I think it would be tremendous for you to get face-to-face time with your girls, and to get to rejoice and thank God with them, and to pray with them and to sing with them. So I would really love to be able to create that, and I think that's another thing that makes the Olive Branch very different, is that we are working with the people and are able to directly connect you with the people that you are supporting and the lives that you're transforming. So don't drop the ball on this. I'm going to make sure that when I get back to Tanzania, that we can do this, that we can set this up, and that on several Sundays throughout the year, Mlongwa, Laudia, the children from the Peace Home will get to pray, rejoice, be thankful with all of you. So I hope you guys would like that, because I know that they would. But that also means that you have a challenge of learning a couple Swahili hymns. Right? And the dance moves that go along with it. No, I'm joking. Although it would be really fun. And definitely the girls and the kids will learn your hymns. So I have only love. I'm a conduit of their love for you and your love for them. Thank you for continuing this journey with us. You are a wonderful community. And in the words of Gandhi, you are the change that we wish to see in this world. And in the words of Margaret Mead, you are that small, thoughtful community that can change the world. And I'm in awe. Thank you.